Добро пожаловать в мою таверну, друзья! С вами Рэй, и мы продолжаем с вами играть в Игру Престолов, как бы это ни звучало. И сейчас мы будем с вами... Да, хорошо. А я примерно помню, что нужно делать и что нужно отвечать, но если я немножечко налажаю, то я не думаю, что кто-то из вас будет против. Можешь как-то побыстрее шевелить?
Lady Marjorie. Aren't you looking lovely this evening?
Спасибо.
Lord Tyrion.
Стоп, Марки.
Your Grace? With your permission, allow me to introduce Lady Mira of House Forrester.
Здорово. Преклонить колен, наверное.
Your Grace.
Ну да,
The
Владимир.
girl knows her
Прекрасно.
courtesies. Impressive. You may rise.
House Forrester is a northern house loyal to the king.
Северный король.
I beg your pardon, Your Grace.
I wasn't talking to you. I want to hear from the girl. Is your family loyal to the king?
Вроде да.
Perhaps you should ask the new Lord Forrester.
И служим королю
He's not
Джоффри.
here, is he?
Yeah.
She is.
Joffrey is the one true king, Your Grace.
And yet, for centuries the Forresters have been loyal bannermen to House Stark. A house of traitors.
Они были нашими
They were the
хранителями,
wardens of the
наверное.
north.
Не,
We
наверное,
all
точно.
served at the pleasure of the king.
Clever girl.
Спасибо.
Perhaps
Сейчас
too
спасибо.
clever for her own good.
The girl did
в смысле
name Joffrey as the
удовлетворили?
one true king.
Is your house willing to swear fealty to your new liege lord, Roose Bolton?
Да, наверное.
He is the warden of the north, Your Grace.
He is. And I the Queen Regent and Tyrion the Master of Coin.
Тебе
The
надо
girl
сказать да
has a
или нет?
remarkable talent for answering questions while in fact saying nothing at all.
Да. Здорово.
Old allegiances are not easily abandoned. But now that the war is over, we must look to
В смысле
rebuild
война
and forge
закончилась?
new
Война не
alliances.
закончилась, между
There are
прочим.
ships and shields to be built, and Joffrey will need a steady supply of ironwood for his armies.
Ну ладно.
I'm told there are others who would happily serve that purpose, but I trust we can rely on House Forrester.
Хорошо.
Forster Ironwood does seem rather unique.
To our mutual benefit, Your Grace.
And at the pleasure of your king. It would be a shame to see it fall into the hands of another house. I imagine you'd do almost anything to prevent that from happening, wouldn't
Разве
you?
я должна это делать?
Ask any
Типа,
Lannister, and they'd do whatever was necessary to save Casterly Rock. It would be unfortunate to see another house
Вообще
lay
это.
claim to what's yours.
Ну да.
Yes, Your Grace. I would do anything.
I see.
What would you have the girl do, Cersei? It's not as if she fought beside the Starks, wielding a battle axe for the Northern Army.
Это да. А вообще тут уже
It
давно.
raises an interesting question, I suppose. Can we truly blame those who end up on the wrong side of the war?
Наш теперь
Our dear Marjorie here
получается...
was betrothed to Renly Baratheon on the false assumption that he would one day rule the Seven Kingdoms.
Она же получается теперь старше ребенка
Can we
в
fault
семье.
her for her mistake? Should she be held accountable?
Нет, не должна. А вот так.
She was just following her heart, Your Grace.
And the very same heart so quickly led her to my son.
If there's a
Слушай,
point
ты
to this,
недовольна.
I hope you
Заколебала.
find it quickly.
Да я тоже. Надеюсь
Loyalty
на
can be
это.
such a hard thing to define. This city alone is filled with all sorts of ambitious opportunists looking to reinvent themselves, pretending to be something they're not. Who knows what lurks within their hearts? You are a girl from the north here in service to Lady Marjorie. One can only assume her interests are yours. Yet loyalty to a king, that must be absolute, beyond question. And if your loyalties were to become conflicted between your king and the very person whom you serve, what would you do then?
I'm sure she
Let the
would...
girl answer the question.
Королю, наверное.
I would be true to the king, Your Grace.
Well said. I was beginning to worry you didn't have your
В смысле,
priorities
ты
straight.
Маркер обиделась на меня? Так, она сама
She
просила меня...
is a threat to the crown, isn't
О,
she?
да.
The
Сама
most
опасность.
dangerous
Да,
handmaiden
да,
in
да.
all of King's Landing.
My sense is this girl will say almost anything to get what she wants. Which is not very encouraging.
И чё? Чё мне надо было сказать? Я уже не помню сейчас.
I'd like a word with you, if I may.
Как бы примерно только.
Of course, Your Grace.
И что делать теперь? Она недовольна до мной, как я полагаю.
I'll walk you out.
Спасибо.
This may come as a surprise, but I met your father once at the tourney at Lannisport.
Классно.
Even then, he didn't trust Roose Bolton. We only spoke briefly, but your father struck me as an honorable man. You have my condolences for his loss. These would be trying times for your family, even under the best of circumstances.
Thank you, Lord Tyrion. That's very kind of you to say.
That certainly took courage. To so publicly declare your loyalty to Joffrey for all to hear. Poor Lady Marjorie was humiliated, although Cersei seemed quite pleased.
Раз довольна, значит
It was
хорошо.
quite the first impression.
Это...
I, of course, found
Да,
it
вот
all
так.
highly entertaining.
I was trying to appease her.
I think that was clear to everyone. My sister and I have our differences. She takes great pleasure in her little charades. I take mine in thwarting them. We must find our amusements where we can. She threatened to give your ironwood to another house. It is the
Кому
master
это
of
ещё?
coin who
Войсу?
decides such matters. The
Они же
crown
вроде как
needs
потеряли
boats.
свою часть. Так,
Boats need wood,
Видите,
and I speak for the crown in this regard. Not
вообще
her.
помочь могут.
You can help my family.
Да-да.
I suppose the crown could be persuaded to secure ironwood from House Forrester.
И...
Lady Marjorie might not look favorably on such an alliance.
Да.
And it would infuriate Cersei.
Мать
Although
уже это
what
на
would
руку.
be amusing for me
Во-во-во.
might prove rather dangerous for you and your
Так.
house. Are you willing to risk that?
Конечно. Естественно.
It's a risk I'm willing to take, Lord Tyrion. Please.
You are a brave girl,
Я
aren't
надеюсь, я
you?
правильно все сделала.
I'll
Как бы я
consider
в
it.
любом случае сделала все правильно.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I promised Sansa I would join her for dinner tonight.
А так она здесь. Ну,
3
хочу на неё
beautiful bottles
посмотреть.
of Dornish wine await my arrival.
Thank you for the advice, Lord Tyrion.
Just be careful. This is not the North. King's Landing can be a nest of vipers to the uninitiated.
Vipers. Разве змея это не снейк? Вайпер. Может, это ядовитая змея имеется какая-нибудь в виду? Я как-то не очень в английский. В общем-то. Вот куда ты его убрала? У тебя
Mira,
нет
I
кармана
was worried.
спрятать.
How was it?
Или есть?
Cersei has a way of looking at you as though you're nothing.
Ну, вроде
It didn't
не
go very
очень,
well.
но я не особо
I'm
понимаю
sorry.
сейчас. Ну, вроде как
Cersei is
было
known
чем-то
for being
довольно, чем-то
rather
нет.
difficult.
Ну,
But at
блин.
least it's over now. Lady Marjorie has spent the entire day working on seating arrangements for the
Сейчас
wedding.
будешь играться, что ли,
Of
с
course,
этим?
you and I are seated way at the back, here with the 4th cousins and the 9th-born sons. Ah, Sir Jaime, I wouldn't mind tarnishing that white cloak of his.
Sarah?
What? It's true. And Oberyn Martell, the Red Viper. I'm told he has a paramour.
Ой,
Put it back.
We're just having a bit of fun.
что-то это не весело.
It's
Это
probably for the
можно и
best.
без...
I've heard he's a bit perverse.
О, здорово.
Perhaps Lady
Чё в этом
Marjorie could
здорово?
make the right introductions. Who knows? We might meet our future husbands. Although, marrying a king, I can only imagine what that would be like. Would you marry Joffrey if it
Нет.
meant you'd become queen?
С ума сошла, конечно же, нет.
He does have a certain
Нет, он не
look about
симпатичный, только
him.
не за Джоффри, нет.
I'd be willing to marry, but not Joffrey.
Well, I would marry him. Imagine the
Фу.
power you would have as queen of the
Ты
Seven
даже ради
Kingdoms.
власти давно
I might even
Даже
allow you to be
бешеный.
my handmaiden.
бешеный.
Let's
Я бы не
see,
стала
who
сводить
else
с
should
если
we
честно.
marry off? Brienne of Tarth and Tyrion Lannister. What a perfect match! Sir Bronn and...
What are you doing?
Что значит мы? Это не мы.
Well,
А, Сорян.
I'm sorry, my lady.
As am I. We shouldn't have been messing about.
This is not a game. It's a battle plan. Allies and enemies can be made with every move. Yet they say it is men who are powerful. The Queen was pleased by your display, Mira.
Правда? Удовлетворена?
I'm just glad it's over.
Ты серьезно? По-моему, громко.
King's Landing can be
И
exhausting
не там, а у
sometimes.
меня. Страшно.
There's always
Немножечко.
someone to please or some perceived slight to smooth over.
Есть такое, да.
I fear it will only get worse when I am queen.
Once they know your true heart, the lords and ladies will have no choice but to love you.
Do you agree?
Вообще-то невозможно всем понравиться, и воина нельзя угодить
People are
всем.
not always so easy to please. If you showed Cersei your true heart, she would
невозможно.
stab it with a fork.
Вот, например, так.
You learn very quickly.
Мгм. Да что тут
Your
про
words to
язык,
Cersei
господи.
were brave, but I know you must fear what the Boltons might do to your family.
Да, я и так
I
опасаюсь.
do appreciate your willingness to appease her, as difficult as it may have been.
Thank you,
Может,
my lady.
попросишь?
There's been
Во,
something on
да-да-да,
my
давай.
mind.
Давай попроси наконец-то.
Something
на помощь.
important.
Ну, уже давай. Попросить, конечно. Ты вообще-то здесь
I
для
did
этого.
have a favor to ask of you in return.
Так.
Whatever
она
you wish to
остается,
say,
да,
you can say it
господи.
in front of Sarah. There are no secrets between us.
Да, конечно. Мне вообще сейчас
It's
не срать
about
тут,
my family.
она не тут. Я
I
ей тоже,
trust
в
her.
принципе, доверяю. Так, обычная. Она может остаться, да, конечно. Давай же говори, пожалуйста.
Go on.
Помощь нужна.
Forgive me, my lady. I wouldn't otherwise ask this of you, but my mother insisted. It's about
Чё
my
ты
family.
отнекиваешься? Ты чё, тебе не надо
Ramsay
это что?
Snow.
Ну, есть такой чувак.
What would you have me do?
My mother
Проси,
fears our
надави на
family
короля.
will suffer if Ramsay is left to do as he
Пожалуйста.
likes. She thought if a raven could be sent to the Boltons to let them know House Forrester has the protection of the crown. I know it's a lot to ask
Ну,
of
это
you,
дофига,
and I wouldn't
конечно.
otherwise, but she insisted.
That is no small request, especially now.
I
Просто
know, my
мать её
lady,
имеет
and
больше
I
как-то...
wouldn't ask this of you otherwise. But my mother has left me no choice. She insisted.
большую...
Joffrey knows only
Больше,
too
точнее,
well your
значимость.
family fought for the Starks. And now you would have me ask him
В
to
смысле, его не
intervene.
учили, что ли?
Is the situation that dire?
You can't, my lady.
В смысле?
King Joffrey won't like it. Just think how he turned on
Да я
Lady
буду в
Sansa.
долгу вечно.
I will forever be in your debt. My family will forever be in your debt.
А что еще остается-то? О,
I don't
божечки.
know, Mira. If Cersei were to find out...
Вот и сделай так, чтобы она не узнала. Это единственный выход.
You're the only one who can help me. You have power over him, Lady Marjorie, as no one else does. Not even his mother.
Это да.
Ramsay Snow will arrive at Ironrath within the week. I would never ask
Он
this of
просто
you if it weren't
убивает
so
просто и
urgent.
все. Если она не поможет.
Very well.
Помощник.
I'll make your request, but I cannot promise anything.
Спасибо.
Thank you, my lady. I will send a raven to my family at once.
Спасибо. Господи, спасибо. Все. Ух, отмучились. Она даже вроде как нам пообещала. Смотрите, смотрите. Теперь тут есть надписи, да. Не зря пес его. В общем, мы с вами на этом серию закончим. Большое спасибо за просмотр. Не забывайте ставить ваши комментарии, ставить пальцы вверх, а также на канал подписываться, чтобы не пропускать новые серии. И всем пока. С вами была Рэй.